Hello there, everybody. This is Fearmy Games with the next part of my uh, Total War Rome 2 playthrough as the Kingdom of Cimmeria. If you remember last time, we defeated the army that was out of Trapezos and moved on Coron, capturing it with one of our armies. This one being a bit on the weaker side compared to our main army, but definitely did its job nicely. Faustus, a new army appeared in front of Faustus, but has not attacked, presumably because they realize that my defenses are a bit too strong to be easily defeated. So they're currently just waiting in the back and not do anything quite yet. Once this army's full, though, I plan to attack. It won't be my strongest army due to the fact that it doesn't have any cavalry, but it will do the trick nicely all the same. Especially as I usually just intended as a more of a defensive army. Misheta, they hasn't yet to be attacked. My army is fully replenished there, but there is two enemy armies, so I'm a little bit hesitant to just go out and attack. Or at least there was. It looks like one of the armies has left since I last looked. If that's the case, it might be the perfect time to strike now. I'm just using this guy to see if I can maybe spot if there's a hidden army. But yeah, looks like we found the perfect time to start making our attack. So let's just get it started now, why don't we? You know, the game thinks we don't have a high chance of victory, but the game does not know that I have good strategy. They are fortified, which means that they do have a nice defensive fort, but the AI has a bad habit of not making use of the fact that they have a nice defensive fort. They're like, what is... I built this, what do you mean? Is kind of what they do. They don't really have the cav advantage. The secondary army for Armenia does have some cav units, but I'm not overly concerned about it. But we will see how it goes. I don't really know if these guys are elite. These guys seem to be their new standard spearmen, based on what I could see. But I don't really know about those other guys. Alright, so I think we're going to do again. We're going to start off with something like one big group to push in. That should hopefully keep them bottled up, and then we will... Then I'll send some guys to flank. We do need to keep an eye out for their reinforcements, because those reinforcements can be a problem. So what we're going to do is get these guys into a nice phalanx formation. And what I'm going to try doing is try to like kind of get the groups on their... where they're going to be going, which is why there's going to be a bigger gap here, because I'm planning on these guys to go this way. About 2 units for this group. Give them at least 1 archer. I'll give this one an archer as well. I'll probably give this one 2 archers, because my 3 archers, because this is my main attack force. And then these 2... But there should be at least 1 other archers. Let me just grab all of this real fast. Yeah, these 2 archers... This is going to be a bit different. So this guy's our front door attack force. This guy's going to be our flanking attack force. And I'm going to put a little bit more into my front-facing attack force, because I do know that they will need some reinforcements to assist them. Especially as that's going to be the main concentration of the enemy force is going to be. But these ones can actually afford to stay a little bit further back into the side. Kind of a situation, just like this. As we may move up, while these ones there. Oops, I did not actually mean to do that. Oops, fix that. Okay, so we'll lock this group. And we'll create this as a formation group. And what we'll do with the remaining guys, whoever's not in this current full army composition, there we go, group them up and make sure they're locked properly. And then we'll keep these guys still like in the open, but I'm going to keep the rest of this army here in position to be very aware of any flanking army. So I'm going to have like 1, 2 here. with one unit of archers to kind of like be their flanking unit. And then kind of the same situation over here. And if they don't end up getting flanked, then basically these guys can then be used to reinforce the section of the line that they are defending. I shouldn't put these guys in phalanx formation. And then of course we'll have our usual cavalry groups, one over here and then one over here. Actually, oops, I didn't mean to do that. And then another unit over here. And then of course the baggage train right there. Hopefully this idea of mine will work out nicely. I'm gonna lock this group here, and then I'm gonna have it be positioned to like kind of go like this. Where's the enemy reinforcements? I do not see them, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly how it's gonna go. I don't want these guys running, so I'm gonna make sure they're walking. Let me make sure they're both non-phalanx, and neither of them are in phalanx. And I'll start moving up my general unit and this unit to keep pace with those guys. Move these guys up as well. And we're just going to start speeding things up. So I will keep an eye out to make sure that the... oh, stop. They're actually pushing out. So we will we'll reset our lines. Definitely not what I had initially expected to happen. And then 3's over here. We'll move 3 up here. And then we'll have our general go here. These guys there. These guys here. We're just gonna get these now, and you guys are now in a position now that they left their fort. We're about as ready as we are going to be, I think, with this army. But I'm gonna wait to get into a decent position. I'm not going to be hasty. You know, learn from Treebeard. Don't be hasty. We still do not know where Armenia is, which means they're probably over either on that flank or that flank. You know, where the tree line kind of blocks our vision. Yeah, we'll get these guys into phalanx. These guys in starting into phalanxes. Alright, the formation should be ready to go, so I'm just going to start doing this. I'm going to regroup these guys up into a new one big formation. I'm going to move this guy out of phalanx so that way he can run a little bit faster, because he's the one who's lagging behind everybody else. So there's Armenia. So this flank is these guys are going to keep their job as my flanking is my like defending the flank group. But everybody else in group 1, I'm going to just order them to attack. Okay, you there, you there, you there, you there. There and there. Actually, it looks like they want me to change this up a little bit based on how they're moving about their troops. I think that blob is actually a better target than what they're currently firing at. I can get this one out of phalanx and just march it up, I think. That'll be good enough. And we'll start moving these guys up here. So we have that guy advancing forward. Alright, keep an eye out for with everything's going on. Looks like they're throwing a decent amount of javelins as they go. Honestly, I think I'm gonna just get this guy into a position right there just to hold. If I have them attack the flank, he'll be too open. I gotta. What's the situation over here? Those guys are attacking. I'm gonna order these guys to go in on the flank. Start getting a nice surround on them. They made the mistake of attacking without their ally. That's gonna put me in a good position to start things off. Send this guy around a bit more. That's gonna be a good charge. I should probably break that unit that's already wavering, I imagine. My guy's actually been flanked. I was not expecting that one. Can we get some shots in on that as best we can? My guy's actually been... How did he get there? How did that situation... What is going on right there? That's kind of... That's being kind of strange. All I'm saying is that's a little weird. All I'm saying. That guy's getting kind of obliterated by all the archer fire I've focused on him. So where's this cav? This cav just finished off that unit completely. That guy's just getting destroyed piece by piece. It's quite beautiful to behold, if I'm being entirely honest. Where's my last cav? 1, 2, 3. There you are. Nice job, mister. Let's have you reposition yourself over here, because there is still an enemy force incoming, so that we need to be very aware of. Let me start repositioning our troops accordingly. Where's my general? It's a little bit in there, a little long. That was a good rear charge, not falling back. Yeah, now we're starting to collapse the enemy right flank. Let's start positioning this guy over here. And this guy over here. He's active, he's not tired yet. So we should be good to go there. This one I assume is the relaxing cav unit. Soft light, I'm gonna get these guys into phalanx if they're not already. I'm going to reposition the archers a little bit better. That was a good rear charge there. That one broke under the combined double cav charge assault. That's good. I'm actually surprised by how well this unit's holding. Oh, where's my... Oh. My middle's actually a little bit more open than a little bit more clear than I thought. Oh, my guys are actually getting kind of like peppered more by the arrows of these towers than I probably should let them be, if I'm being honest. Alright. Keep up the height. My archers, I also didn't even notice, started moving themselves into melee range, which is funny. That unit hasn't broken yet. They're doing a really good job of holding. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have assigned my general's cav unit into there. Probably should have assigned a different cav unit. Basically, I'm just trying to get rid of all these dang archers, but I think I'm just gonna fall these guys back because that was just a bad idea on my part. I'm actually surprised that those light spears are holding as well as they are. Don't walk, you fools. It just makes you easier targets. And that one's about to be broken completely, which is nice. Good, perfect. That shock cavalry could have done a lot more damage if it was a little bit smarter. Yeah, not too surprising though. The enemy did push some of their units in past my lines. I did put them a little bit too separated, but I'm a little bit I'm doing some multitasking right now, for being entirely honest here. Okay. But on the bright side, now that we basically cleaned up this flank, I can start repositioning troops over here. If I can keep this guy locked in here, then I'll be in a pretty good spot. Especially now I'm getting some spearmen directly on them. I'm getting flanked here, so I'm gonna deal with that accordingly. Where is my cav? My cav charged their cav, which is now cav making cav warfare a thing again. Alright, 6. Move them over here. Don't deal with that guy. That one's trying to break off. Can you maybe try and like intercept him potentially? Maybe a baggage train. He's about to break, which is really good. Alright, I'm gonna reposition these guys onto this flank. I got my baggage train on them. My baggage train will definitely like not win that engagement, but it will also not be completely obliterated, which is what's mostly important here. Alright, I'm gonna pull this guy back out now. I'm gonna follow my remaining archer units here. Looks like most of them are out of ammunition though, so there is that to keep in mind. But I got some nicer rear charges off there with my general. That was a good rear charge there. I'm going to cycle back out, start moving in more of my infantry from this flank over here. Looks like I may have broken one of the enemy units. Yeah, this hoplight's taking a lot of damage by how, swarmed it's being right now. I'm going to move this guy up now that he no longer needs to keep an eye on that flank, just to make sure that that other flank doesn't get swarmed too. And they're holding out just pretty well so far. I'm going to take this guy out of phalanx formation, however. Do I have any more arrows left in my archers? No, all my archers have used up all of their ammunition. They're a little bit more spread out than I would expect from my units, but it's not the end of the world. These guys are getting kind of obliterated right now. Where's my general? What is with that ridiculously horrible charge? They held, that's good. Yeah, we're slowly defeating their infantry. Right now, this is a cav-to-cav battle right now. Now, once these guys get finished off, I think I'll be able to clean up the rest of the battle without any difficulties. Yeah, my general's doing just fine right now. I'm gonna give him I'm gonna use his improved second wind on himself. I guess it is only on him. Well, I guess it's on both him and his ally, apparently. And I'm going to try and do a nice circling, so nice, like, charge from one direction and another charge from another. Looks like there's only 2 more infantry units left from the enemy team here. Oh, you guys are in phalanx. I'll actually take you guys out. Yeah, this big confusing blob of units against units slamming into each other, trying to slaughter each other. But that general's about to be dead. This very heavy missile cavalry is still faster than my cav, so I can't really keep up with it in the best of circumstances, unfortunately.
Ready for orders.
Thinking of ordering these guys to leave phalanx because they don't need to be there anymore. Looks like I just broke their general. I might be able to just completely kill him.
Orders understood.
Yeah, he's completely shattered. Now there's only these melee, like 1 unit left. Not counting their missile cav, which I wonder if he'll break. I'm gonna try chasing him just to see what happens. Yeah, he's starting to waver due to army losses. I'm just gonna send these units. Yep, there we go. We won. We held up in Macheta for a little while, but we were able to persevere and defeat them. So that was one of the units that was there at the very end. Was this one? Then their missile cav. No, wait, no. No, this is no. That was an Armenian unit. Never mind. I don't know what unit it was that held out for so long. But I got a lot of kills on my cav, a decent amount of kills on my archers. My baggage train even got some kills. That's surprising, if I'm being honest. Man, nice amount of kills there. Could have been a little bit better about like reassigning my troops from one flank to the other flank once it got cleared up, but you know, sometimes I make mistakes too. Sometimes I can be human, team. Sometimes I can be human. But it's a good thing that they reduced the amount of armies that were sitting out here. I'm gonna enslave these fools to get myself some nice money out of this deal. I'm tempted to keep pushing the offensive and finish off the army. My only concern is that depends on how big Armavir's garrison is. Yeah, no difference. We'll just do balanced. And we'll just finish off whoever managed to escape. Okay, so what's left that I haven't already gotten? So this one's bonus morale for offensive battles, better weapon damage. This one is I think I'm gonna go for this one, the Stratego Spears for better movement range. I do like melee defense. That's really nice. What's this one? Nah, I don't need that one. That's not too bad. No. I think I'm getting this one, but I'm trying to see what all of this is. I'm gonna go for better melee defense and for pike and hoplite units and better armor for all units. That way they can hold the line even better than they did before. And I'm just gonna move them back. Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna change that army over there. Now that I've basically pushed them in and I'm kind of dealing with them without too much difficulty, I wonder how the AI is gonna respond. I think you're going this way and then this way first, and like when this army recovers, just pushing that one with Armavir. I think a lot of it will kind of just depend on what the Purifying Flames does, because if they do something like I can't really deal with, then that's... Ooh, some Bosporan Horse Archer seems pretty cool. That's actually a pretty nice like icon right there. That would give me some nice nice answer to any some cav armies that I have to deal with in the future. Alright. Now I have the baggage train ready to go, which means that army should start being able to advance without any difficulties in a couple turns. Which would mean I have 3 armies. Not all of them are strong as I would like them to be, but they should be strong enough. And that's what's important. I wonder what that remaining Colchis army is going to be doing. If they're slowly going to die because they're not a faction. They don't have any towns or anything like that, which is why they have that attrition. If they track Trapezlo, so I imagine Trapezlo should be, like, at this, considering how long I've held it, should be a fully fledged garrison right now. Looks like they are attacking with this army here. I didn't actually see this army, but I should be able to hold this without much difficulty. I'm going to quick save in case it crashes. And I'm going to fight this battle. I'm not going to sally forth, because honestly, I feel like if you sally forth and you're in a town, I think this person is just a mistake. Unless you like a heavy cav-focused army, which this army is definitely not heavy cav-focused. It has some cavalry, but it's mostly just infantry. So I should be able to just hold the streets and kill them. We got part of like we kind of have to see how the defenses go. Ooh, this is net. So I don't have to worry about this flank for the most part. So I have to hold here. If I was only holding beyond this one, hold here, here, or here and here. So this one looks like I can't get up there. So here, these have some nice choke points that I can hold, which is perfect for me. I don't want to hold over here because these areas are just a little bit outside of like kind of this one, I guess, is mostly too large. And they can get around here to this flank if I don't hold there. We'll kind of get an idea of exactly how I want to hold these flanks. I think I'm definitely going to hold here for this flank, though. Like, this opening's just way too big. Okay, the garrison's a little bit too small. I mean, it's a little bit weak. It's weakened because we only recently captured it and still looks Armenian. Some things we can do is we can barricade off to reduce the amount that they can move around. So if I wanted to, I could make it so they're less likely to attack here by putting barricades. Too bad I can't man barricades like you can in like Attila. I think they're just there in Rome 2, so you can't really. So they're kind of just an obstacle that the enemy AI kind of like the enemy has to kind of go around / destroy. Can I put this like just there? That's not really as well as I would like it either. The hitbox for this stuff isn't perfect. So I'm trying to find like the way where I can like get it as full as I can. And then yeah, that one will block off like the extra units from going that direction. I won't block off over here. What I'll probably do is so that's there. I don't really want to hold this flank if I can help it, so I'm at least not immediately. So I'm probably going to put a barricade here. Put up another barricade somewhere else here. Slowing them down is the main priority, and I will put a barricade over here. You know what? Let's do that. That will mean this like whole area is like a little bit more reserved and broken off, so hopefully that's going to be very helpful. And I'm going to block off over here, following that logic that I decided that I'm going to adopt. And then in case they break through, and I almost put caltrops somewhere, probably about right here, put caltrops and spikes to block this flank. Most likely the pathing will kind of lead them towards the center, so I'm actually going to favor the center. Just how I know pathing tends to go a lot of the time, especially with the AI. And I don't quite know where the main enemy army is going to be, so I'm going to start putting spike traps on all the entrances I left open. I'm kind of being careful to try and make sure that I do not do not put it where I'm planning to place my melee infantry. Which is one reason why I'm trying to be like, oh, where is that exactly? Ooh. You know what I mean? I have everything on the front and so I could put just another one. I wish I knew where I'm gonna assume they must be coming from this direction, so I'm gonna put some traps here. It might be useless because they might not end up even coming in this direction, but I'm thinking they might come in this direction, so we'll put that there just to see. And then we might as well put some stones here, just like slow down enemies trying to come this way. Alright, now for the actual defenses. So we're gonna make use of these hoplites here on the weaker side to try and like front up at least a competent defense with them, at least one of my flanks. Because them grouped together makes one full hoplite unit. I don't think there's anywhere they can particularly hold on their own, so I'm gonna try and just make them take the brunt of the damage by placing them in the center, and then I'm gonna put these guys on the flank here. Oops, there, guys. That seems to. I can't even see what it's trying to do. There we go. For some reason, it wasn't appearing for me. That was kind of weird. And then we'll put a militia on this side too. Just to keep things nice and spread around. Perfect. I think as close as I can get it. So these guys, I'm going to group them up just to make sure I know what's on that. Just to make sure I don't accidentally take a unit from a different flank and be like, oh, that happened. Because that has happened to me before. I think it's probably happened in this playthrough. If it hasn't, then I'll be surprised. So far I have these 3. I have 2 more phalanx units. I don't want to dedicate those guys quite yet because I am going to have them hold over here. Okay, considering I've completely filled these guys out, well, this will be a bit of a concern if they go on this flank. This one will probably have to be my weakest flank then in terms of pure defensive power just because of that fact. Just because that they won't have as much hoplite units. Maybe I'll have the militia, these militia units be on the flank, with the hoplites being more in the center. That way at least the center is firm. The center of that line is firm, and then we'll put like one of our axe units over here. That'll just help fill it out. I'm going to keep this guy in the center as kind of a mobile, like if, oh, I need more units there, or there, I can then move him. And I can also just have him hold around here, just in case, in the meantime. So I have my cav units. I'm going to put these guys into their own group. That way I get an idea of what the situation is. I'm going to group these guys up because I haven't done that yet. And now for the archers. So for the archers, I want them kind of flanking as much as I can get them to flank. That way, in this little open area here, to do as much damage as they can. Ah, good itchy nose. Oh, that's not quite right there. And then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get like as much of a crescent formation as I can to maximize the effectiveness of my archers. I can potentially try putting these archers here. The weakness of having putting these guys here is the fact that there's a barricade there. I should say only a barricade there, which means that they have less to kind of defend them if an enemy breaks through. Same with this flank too, which is one reason why I have to keep a close eye out on just the general situation. But I have to like work on the assumption that the enemy is going to be coming from every direction. If they end up not coming from every direction, then great for me. If they end up coming from every direction, that's a problem. Alright, I'm going to end this. I'm just stuck to battle, I think, at this point. I'm as ready as I will be. Oh, one thing I did forget to do is I'm going to turn on guard mode for all of these guys so they don't leave their position. So it looks like they are in fact coming from that direction, which means they'll hit this flank, which means I'm going to reposition slightly how my army is lined up. Though they actually are just charging straight through here to their doom, surprisingly. Now, right now they're just taking health damage. Oh, they've lost one now. It's probably two spike traps. Right into the front of a hoplite, so that's not really going to go very well for them. My archers have enough range to fire at that guy, because if they can, that'll be great. It's a bit more important, I think, to take them out than worrying about what's over here. That's probably just a foregone conclusion. I'm going to try and reposition this guy. No, I'm going to take the militia, actually. Reposition him over here. And try to, like, fill out this formation a little bit more. And if they start going through this barricade, I'm going to reposition the remaining hoplite over here. I think I might actually just start doing that now. And have them trade spots over here. And then Cav. My Cav will be able to kind of start leaving on this flank once it's all cleared up. Yeah, that guy's dying. He's not really he only got 3 kills so far, so he's not really doing a whole lot over here. My phalanxes are just, holding, as you might expect. I'm gonna move these guys over here to start firing at those guys, just to get rid of that extra cavalry unit. So it looks like they are starting to break. Looks like they are aiming to go through here, so it's a good thing I'm repositioning this guy onto this flank. I would have liked to have gotten these guys here in time, but it looks like it'll be too late. So I'll just have to make do with my formation, with what formation I have. Yeah, it looks like they are. Yeah, they're pushing through here. I actually have an idea. I'm going to try and make change up if I can. I'm going to start following this guy back, though. He's not going to make it to safety anytime soon. It looks like I don't need to worry about holding this flank as much as I have been. So I'm going to start moving this guy up. It looks like they can't get through there. So let's start moving them here. Let's see. Yeah, that guy's dead, and the remaining, my archers are starting to just finish off, to just blow that guy up. I can position both of these next to each other, and that'll be good enough, I think. One thing I was thinking about was, like, when I realized they were coming through here, I was thinking of trying to get one of my militia hoplites here, and then fire at them over with one of my archery units, but that's not going to end up being what happens. Nice, since that one's... Let's see, do I have any remaining archers? I do have you guys here, but you guys are... I actually ended up boxing them in because of what I ended up doing with my, what ended up being the situation. That's kind of funny. Alright, let's see. But here we go. And I have my axemen just ready to hold. Now that one's about to break due to just taking a bunch of air pot shots from my archers. But yeah, now I'm having to break down my own barricade. Be like, guys, this was a bad idea. He's like, those idiots over there. That's kind of funny. Alright. So what's the situation over here? It looks like the initial shock cavalry did come in and charge. They did go over the slowing stones, which most likely made their charge weaker against my hoplite, which is actually one reason why I moved them forward. Is that way I can make more use of my sharp stones over here. It does look like they are starting to move up some light spearmen over. Well, that one's taking a lot of damage actually from the archers. I wonder if I was targeting that one instead, or if they're just right next to each other and had less armor. Yeah, the situation over here is doing just fine right now. You can do it. I believe in you, archers. Earn your freedom. Punch through that barricade with your daggers. Why are you stabbing each other? That's not how this works. My guys are starting to throw their javelins, which I'm not actually a big fan of, but they're actually not doing too bad of a job. These guys, I just realized were not in phalanx formation. So they took more damage than they needed to. That was my bad, actually. And now that one is starting to go down due to the combined archer fire that I got going on here. There we go. And I'm going to start moving this unit over now that it's no longer needed. Same with this archer unit. Start moving it over. And now they seem to be getting... Now the reinforcements started breaking through now that they've destroyed the barricades enough that their units are able to come through. There's still some barricade left that's kind of still creating a choke point, but they, you know, they destroyed enough. I keep firing, men! I think this one just is out of ammunition, so I'm just going to pull it into the center. I'm going to start moving these guys up. Now, these guys are very light, which means they shouldn't be too much of a threat to my phalanx units. Who are or even the militia, I think, are heavy-ish, right? No, they're light. But even's the same. Phalanxians are quite strong. Yeah, here's the big push into my my phalanx line now. One of our soldiers has used all of their ammunition. There we go, archers. You can do it. You've almost made it. I believe in you. Looks like you've made at least a couple holes now. You can do it. I'm actually surprised that this stuff's on fire. It's kind of weird. They're doing a good job of getting some pot shots in here as they get in. It looks like the archer units started to go like into melee or something like that, because now they're in the big blob. Which means more enemies for us to brutally murder lies with our arrow fire. Let's see. Anyone left remaining who's still archers? Hey, look, you guys are here. Try going on this flank. That'll be I think a nice thing for you to do. I'm starting to have them now just pushing on through, keeping up the pressure as much as they can. I need more arrows, man. I'm running out of arrows very quickly in the seams and battles. Need to stock up more arrows. Those things are kind of nice. Ooh, I'm going to move this guy over here now. There's a perfect opening into their flank, and I'm going to try and exploit it. I'm not expecting any further attacks over here, so I'm just going to reposition some troops. I am a little bit worried about the fact that I know there's spike traps here, but I'm not 100% certain where they are anymore, so... I want to move out my cav, but I'm a little bit worried of killing all of my cav too. Won't be all of them. A decent amount of spike traps were activated, but you know, as some of my cav. So where are they now? Yeah, they're still going through the center. Yeah, once these guys get through, I can have them go around the side and I'll have them fire their javelins in before I engage them. This is where the big choke point is here. Which is why I'm repositioning these hoplites over there, and I'm keeping these guys on this flank. It looks like they did. I don't think they lost one. Maybe I lost one cav unit. I'm not even sure if I lost the spike trap or something else. Looks like we've still got a decent amount of arrow fire going over into the blob. Let's see. Got the 82 kills is pretty nice, I can safely say. They're doing a good job of holding so far. Looks like the enemy is starting to break. Even before I brought my cav over. So I might as well just finish them off then. I want to save their javelins if I can for actually this big blob over here. But I did charge in my cav to try and get a knight just to finish this flank off. There we go. Perfect. Then we get my cav in position as well. And we will start with the rear charges. I think I'll reposition this slightly. Let me grab this guy. I'm going to start moving him up as well. Meanwhile, these two, I'm going to keep here and just make them a bit more of a flat line here to hold. And I'm just going to spread these guys out. Just in case, like, there's just an incidental force over here. They at least will be enough to, like, kind of, like, you know, slow down enough for me to realize what's going on. This one's a bit of a knockdown. Has definitely gone into the, this is now less the stratagem and more the, you know, hit them until they die kind of phase now. Almost lined up nicely. They have their javelins at the ready. That's good. Looks like some of them maybe got caught on some stuff, so they're still a bit slow. Comparison happens. Oh, these guys are being attacked now. Oh, never mind. They shattered. I think they're gonna probably take some swipes in. My cav is actually kind of getting in the way. I'm gonna try moving these back, see if it lets them move in faster. There we go. There's the rest of them now. And now they're starting to fire. Perfect. They're trying to maximize their damage output, and then I'm gonna charge them into the blob. And when these guys are kind of put in, I'm going to start sending in my cav. And hopefully these guys should, while they will kind of make the cav a little less effective, it should also hopefully, make it so they're less likely to be chased because there's already a unit dug in. It's kind of what I'm hoping is going to happen. And I actually shouldn't send all of them in at once. Let me just line them up over here real fast. And I should start pushing from the front to help finish off this fight faster, too. Getting this guy in first. Yeah, that's one down, another one down. Yeah, didn't go quite as well as I had planned it to, as well as it was in my mind, but I guess it's doing the job. There we go, that one just broke, which means now there's only one left. And they're dead. There we go. Victory is ours. We only lost 193 troops, and they lost over 1,414. That's definitely a decisive victory right there. And those guys, this is the one that I sent on the flank, I'm assuming. And they got a lot of kills. I'm proud of them. But these Axon are definitely very good units, especially when you get into like the flanks and stuff like that. I'm glad I added these guys to my army. Cheaper than Cav, but they definitely pack a nice punch. And they're good against all these, you know, spears. That, you know, Cav, while they're really good at charging to the backs of the spears, these guys can actually take them head on too. I assume for Axeman and for Hoplite, I imagine it actually be a pretty hard battle because of the fact that while these guys have really good armor piercing, phalanxes are also just pretty strong in the front in general, so. But that's why, you know, I always try to have them flanking anyways. But here we go. Another army of Armenia defeated. That means I will need to take... Oh! I'm going to try and fall back. I'm going to try and retreat. Back to Macheta. That's an easy battle now. I'm tempted to just auto-resolve it. But I kind of want to... But I should probably just fight it out. But what I'm going to do here, guys, is... I'm going to call it an end for this episode, and I'll do this battle next time. Last episode was way longer than I intended because I made the mistake of taking a battle at this point. So we didn't make too much progress in this episode in terms of land conquered, but we did do a nice amount of progress in terms of finishing off the army. Hopefully, after this battle, we should be able to keep advancing further into Armenia and taking also Atropakahn. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Most of the time I'm just doing that based on memory. And soon enough, this war, which has gone on a lot longer than I was expecting to go when I started it, will hopefully be resolved in 1 or 2 more parts. But thank you guys wherever you may be, and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.